Good morning, everyone. I'd like to formally welcome you all, including members of the gallery and the press. I don't think there are press here, to this unscheduled meeting of Council. My name is Stephen Sagona. I'm the interim CEO of the Golden Plains Shire. Today, this council meeting is taking place within the council chambers at the Golden Plains Civic Centre here in Bannockburn, and it is open to the public. The meeting is being live streamed in accordance with Council's governance rules, and I welcome any viewers joining us online. As the meeting is open in a physical sense to the public to attend, if the live stream ceases at any time, the meeting will continue. I note that Councillor Hayden is attending the meeting online, so in accordance with Council's governance rules, I will check that Councillor Hayden can see and hear the proceedings of the meeting. So, Councillor Hayden, can you confirm whether you can see and hear us?
I can, thank you.
Thanks, Councillor Hayden. Councillors, Golden Plains Shire spans the traditional lands of the Wadawurrung and Eastern Maar people. Council acknowledges them as the traditional owners and custodians and pays its respects to both Wadawurrung and Eastern Maar elders, past, present and emerging. The Council extends that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who are part of the Golden Plains Shire. We now move on to apologies and leave of absence. Are there any apologies for this meeting or requests for leave of absence? Should be none? No. Thanks, councillors. Are there any conflicts of interest, noting that Section 7 of the Local Government Act, in fact the Local Government Governance Integrity Regulations, provides that for the nomination or election of a mayor, there is an exemption from conflict of interest. Well, I'll assume there's no conflict of interest, councillors. Thank you. And so we'll now move on to consider the formal business of the agenda, that being the election of the mayor. The election of the mayor does not require a motion or a resolution. It is an election process provided for by the governance rules in accordance with the Local Government Act 2020. In accordance with Rule 65 of the votes cast by each councillor are recorded in the minutes regardless of the division being called. Also, in accordance with Council's governance rules, all nominations for the position of the mayor were required to be submitted in writing by a date and time set by me as the interim chief executive, which was 4:30 p.m. last Friday, the 16th of May. I'll now read the names of the councillors who have been nominated for the position of mayor in the order that I received them. And I will ask the councillors if they accept the nomination. Nominations do not require a seconder. Councillors, once you accept your nomination, you are considered a candidate and you can no longer withdraw your candidature. I've received nominations from Councillor Kirby, Councillor Sharkey and Councillor Gamble. So Councillor Kirby first, do you accept the nomination?
I do, thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Sharkey, do you accept the nomination?
Yes, thank you very much, Mr.
Thank you, Councillor Sharkey. And Councillor Gamble, do you accept the nomination?
Yes, I do.
Thank you, Councillor Gamble. Each candidate may address the council for up to 5 minutes about their candidacy as mayor. No questions or debate will be permitted following these speeches, except for the purpose of clarification. An alarm will sound at the 5-minute mark, at which point each candidate will be asked to conclude. So, Councillor Kirby, would you like to speak?
Thank you, yes. First of all, thank you, councillors, for your time today to hear what I will bring to the table. Good governance, transparency and public consultation. We need a cohesive council that can bring ideas and challenge our CEO and staff to bring out the best of them for our communities. We are all individuals. We have different ideas and knowledge, and this is what will bring this team together. As a former mayor, these are my obligations for everyone, to have a voice and to show respect for everyone. A vote for me is a vote for every town, individual, child, parents, seniors and farmers in our great shire. I have advocated hard in the last term to have more women stand for council, and now we have 3 again. However, equality for all is what council stands for. I will be a strong voice for council, and I will work tirelessly with our partners and political partners to bring the best outcomes for our shire. Our residents are our #1 priority, and I do listen to their concerns, which are rates, roads and rubbish. This was high on the community satisfaction survey, and it is how we will operate as a group, with good leadership to have the best outcomes for our shire. I am the person who can lead in the mayoral role, and a vote for me is a vote for stability, forward thinking and community. Thank you, Mr CEO.
Thank you, Councillor Kirby. Now, Councillor Sharkey, would you like to speak?
Thank you very much, Mr. Siana. Councillors, this vote isn't about what's said in the next few minutes. It's about what's demonstrated over months and years. It's about the work we've put in and the way we've contributed and what we've achieved together. I believe it can offer steady, constructive leadership at a time when we face some significant responsibilities, including CEO recruitment, delivery of our budget, our rating strategy, and our council plan, to name a few. This is important work. It's not always glamorous, but it matters. And throughout this term and previous terms, I've done my best to show up thoughtfully, diligently, and respectfully. I've been constructive and consistent in everything that I do here, fully aware of the responsibilities that come with this role and always respectful of the boundaries that define us as councillors. I believe leadership is about reliability. It's about turning up, listening carefully, engaging respectfully, and making decisions guided on principles and policies, not politics. Golden Plains Shire is in a unique position. We're growing rapidly, and with that comes both opportunity and pressure. We need leadership that is calm, collaborative, and focused on outcomes, not headlines. Leadership, to me, is not just about what you promise. It's about what you do and what you've already done. It happens in the briefings, in the meetings, and in the quiet moments where trust is built. My record reflects that. I've worked respectfully with officers, advocated for fairness across our communities, and held space for voices that need to be heard. Looking ahead, I believe there are policy improvements we can make to help us function more cohesively as a group and strengthen our approach to community consultation. Because decisions made with the community, not just for them, are stronger, fairer, and last longer. If you're looking for leadership that listens, works hard behind the scenes, builds trust and reflects the best of what Golden Plains Shire stands for, I would be honoured to have your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Sharkey. And Councillor Gamble, do you wish to speak?
Yes, please. Well, fellow councillors, if elected as mayor, I give my commitment to work hard, be open, positive, and do the best for residents of Golden Plains Shire, the council organisation, and our councillor group. The data shows from delegate reports, noms lodged, attendance records, I've been one of the hardest working and most committed councillors over the last term. I bring over 40 years of community group involvement and a broad range of life and local experiences and understandings to advantage, including my Golden Plains gardening business, craft brewing and the tourism industry, secondary teaching, Cub Scout leader, being an avid cyclist and explorer of the region and our shire. I'm an environmental activist and a lover of nature with a commitment to meaningful actions to leave our world and shire a better place for future generations, which means a commitment to address the climate emergency, yes, even at local government level, to provide positivity, leadership and hope for my children, your children, their children, and all the richness and biodiversity of life as we know it. In my previous time as Mayor with the Dublin State federal election year, and where Golden Plains Shire received a record number of grant and election commitments, I'm proud of past actions I took to successfully defend the CEO of the time from disrespect and having to follow through with escalations of issues to arbitration. In that time as Mayor, I took on and fought harmful and destabilising disrespectful behaviours and self-serving political grandstanding manoeuvres that ultimately work very much against the residents' interests and have a negative effect and tearing down of focus, energy sapping, morale sapping, particularly within the Council's management and leadership and the councillor group. I believe in democracy. Councillors are elected democratically. It is everyone's right and the supreme privilege, hard fought for, that ordinary people have an equal say in who their leaders are, and their people's choice is respected and supported. Bad behaviour and hardball politicking, divisiveness, lack of respect, contempt should never be awarded at local government. Once again, I give my commitment to be respectful, to work hard, be open, positive, and to commit to leave our world and Shire a better place for future generations. The recent 9 Mile brought forward in road safety is one example of the kind of leadership you will get from me as Mayor, working in things that matter to with residents, consideration and respect and sincerity. In the event I am not successful, I give my commitment to respectfully continue my work in council with councillors for current and future residents and to do the best for ensuring the Golden Plains Shire is a great place to live. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Gamble, and thank you to all three candidates for putting yourselves forward this morning. And so we'll now move on to the voting, noting that under the Local Government Act 2020, a candidate must receive an absolute majority of votes to be elected Mayor. And so in our case, this is 4 votes. Please note that under Rule 55 of our governance rule, any councillor who abstains from voting will be having taken to have voted against the question. And so I'll now call for a show of hands for votes for Councillor Kirby as Mayor. Councillor Kirby, 1 vote for Councillor Kirby, from Councillor Kirby. I'll now call for a show of hands for votes for Councillor Sharkey as Mayor. Councillor Phelan, Councillor Robbins, Councillor Sharkey and Councillor Hayden. 4 votes for Councillor Sharkey. And I'll call for a show of hands for votes for Councillor Gamble as Mayor. 1 vote for Councillor Gamble from Councillor Gamble. And so having put the matter to the vote, I declare that Councillor Sharkey has received the absolute majority of votes and has been duly elected as Mayor of the Golden Plains Shire for the balance of the 2024-25 mayoral term. Congratulations, Councillor Sharkey. As the newly elected Mayor, you may take the chair here at the front and may present a speech for up to 10 minutes to outline priorities for the remainder of this mayoral term.
Thank you very much, councillors. It is an absolute pleasure and a deep privilege to be appointed as the Mayor of Golden Plains Shire. But I must be honest, under the current circumstances, it doesn't feel quite right. Councillor Hayden, your time as Mayor was brief, but it is already clear that the role and the enormous responsibility it carries was made substantially harder than it ever should have been.
On behalf of myself as Mayor, on behalf of my fellow councillors and on behalf of many, many residents across our beautiful Shire, I am sorry. I'm sorry for the way you were treated by some of your fellow councillors. I'm sorry for the lack of support you received. I'm deeply sorry for the way local media outlets and local social media pages villainised you. A fact so disturbing it was publicly acknowledged by the State Minister for Women, Natalie Hutchins. And I quote, "Over recent weeks we have seen outdated, misogynistic views weaponised against a talented, dedicated mayor, and I am especially angered by the decision to dig through old social media posts, innocent photos of women socialising, and use them alongside unrelated negative stories. Those responsible for this should be ashamed. Sarah, thank you for your care and passion for our community, traits you were strongly elected upon. You deserved better." Councillors, unlike some of the voices we see on social media, we do not hide behind anonymous usernames. We front up, we engage and we respond. We have a responsibility to challenge each other through respectful debate, and that is how good decisions are made for our communities. But the growing trend of faceless residents posting abuse, lies, misogynistic commentary and defamatory statements online is deeply damaging, not only to individuals, but to the health of our democracy. This behaviour must be called out, not just by councillors, but by the broader community. We must all say enough is enough. It is possible and necessary to hold public figures accountable without dehumanising them. To our community, we are here to listen, to serve and to work with you, but that must be grounded in respect. Councillors, we have a great deal ahead of us. We must rebuild trust, model integrity and bring our focus back to the work that matters most and the reasons we were elected upon, delivering for the people of Golden Plains. I look forward to working with our exceptionally talented staff and fellow councillors to move forward together. Thank you. With there being no further items of business, I declare the meeting closed at 8:48.